Hey guys, LevelCap here, and this week in gaming, DICE announced the open beta launch window for Battlefield 2042. The leaked Dead Space remake was confirmed, Rainbow Six Siege 2 isn't happening, and much more. EA Play Live was chock full of Battlefield 2042 info. The game's open beta goes live in September. EA Play subscribers and pre-order customers will get early access. EA recently announced 2042's closed technical test was delayed from this month to later this summer. They delayed it so DICE could test 2042's crossplay and cross-progression systems. DICE took the lid off Battlefield Portal, the custom game component of Battlefield 2042. Leaks suggested Portal would serve as a hub of content from past Battlefield games mashed up with 2042 weapons, maps, and vehicles. But it's much more than that. Portal offers content from Battlefield 1942, Bad Company 2, and Battlefield 3 mixed in with 2042's. It also has an extensive custom match system players can use to create any game mode they can imagine with all of that content. This is all enabled through Portal's node-based logic editor. You can use this to create modifiers and parameters that react dynamically to player actions, set restrictions, tweak health and damage values, and so much more. It's basically on par with the tools DICE used to create 2042's official modes. Portal is an incredible addition and something Battlefield fans have been asking for since the franchise's earliest days. Custom configurations are generated using the official Portal website, and you can share them with other players via config codes. You don't even need to own the game to create your own unique modes. The website will be publicly available to anyone with an EA account. You get everything Portal offers if you own 2042. In other Battlefield news, Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 are both free to own through Amazon Prime Gaming. Battlefield 1 is available from now until August 4th. Battlefield 5 will be available from August 2nd to October 1st. Assuming you have a Prime account, all you need to do is head to the Prime Gaming website and log in. Both offers give you an origin code to redeem the game with. Also, if you need more storage for your PC and want a copy of Battlefield 2042, check out this deal from Western Digital. They're offering a 500GB NVMe SSD bundled with a code for 2042. It looks like a great value, and if you want to pick one up, use our affiliate link to grab it as it will help us out. Dead Space Remake was also revealed during EA Play Live. We previously covered some leaks about the remake. Like the leaks suggested, it's being developed by EA Motive. It'll be a next-gen only title. The entire game is being rebuilt from the ground up in the Frostbite engine. They're rebuilding all of the original assets instead of just porting them to the new engine. The goal is to preserve the game's original vision while improving its technical features and fleshing out areas of the game that were originally constrained due to time and resource constraints. Players can expect a more immersive and atmospheric looking version of the game. Unlike Dead Space 3, the remake won't feature any microtransactions. The Dead Space remake doesn't have a release date yet. Ubisoft won a lawsuit against a Rainbow Six Siege DDoS operation. They filed the suit back in 2019, and the verdict was a GG for Ubisoft. They've been awarded $153,000 to be paid by the DDoSers. As part of the verdict, the operation's owners have been forced to shut down any related businesses or websites and hand over ownership of the domains to Ubisoft. This might seem like a small victory on the grand scheme of things, but it's yet another case that sets a legal precedent for malicious activity in games. Other publishers and developers can cite Ubisoft's win to help their legal battles against DDoSers, cheat makers, and cheat distributors. In other Siege news, Ubisoft confirmed in a recent AMA that Siege 2 isn't happening. They were asked several technical questions about the future of Siege and were adamant that anything they could achieve with a sequel was possible in the current version of the game. They also confirmed future seasons of content will offer new maps and features instead of reworking existing content. EVGA are replacing 3090s that were killed by the New World closed beta. The game reportedly caused a massive spike in GPU usage, power draw, and temperature while in the main menu. In some rare cases, the sudden spike fried the GPU's power delivery system. EVGA confirmed that they're approving RMAs caused by this issue issue. New World's developers have patched the game to prevent the problem from happening, so it's safe to play right now. That said, this issue isn't isolated to just the RTX 3090. Tech YouTuber Jay's 2 cents says he's gotten reports from viewers who claim New World caused an issue with both AMD and Nvidia GPUs. It's unclear if the issue is specific to New World or a problem with how power-hungry modern GPUs are. GPUs are supposed to shut themselves down whenever a power spike big enough to fry them actually occurs. They have all sorts of protective measures built into their firmware, like temperature cutoffs, overcurrent protection, overvolt protection, fault detection, and more. Hopefully Nvidia and AMD can figure out what's causing these failures and release firmware or drivers to fix the issue. The state of California is suing Activision Blizzard for fostering a culture of sexual harassment, abuse, and inequality towards women in their offices following a 2-year investigation. The allegations are severe and include a woman being assaulted and committing suicide during a company retreat, women being passed over for promotions and raises in favor of male coworkers, and men literally crawling around the office to make women in skirts or dresses uncomfortable. Activision Blizzard has provided a statement to The Verge that calls the lawsuit against them irresponsible behavior from unaccountable state bureaucrats that are driving many of the state's best businesses out of California. They also go on to say that the investigation against them includes distorted and in many cases false depictions of Blizzard's past. There's plenty of more details in and around this case, and if you want to know more, I encourage you to check out the article for yourself. Season 10 of Apex Legends is bringing an interesting new legend with it. Seer will be the first new tracker character added to the game since launch. His tactical ability is a swarm of microdrones that track nearby enemies. His passive ability is a heartbeat sensor that activates when aiming with his weapon. His ultimate is a massive dome that slows anyone caught in its radius and reveals them through walls. A gameplay trailer that dives deeper into Seer's ability goes live on Monday. Nvidia DLSS is now available for free to any developer. They released an updated SDK for their upscaling tech that any developer can download and implement to their games. Developers that have taken advantage of the SDK say it's straightforward to add. Games that use TAA as their anti-aliasing system should already have all the systems DLSS needs to be effective. The SDK was released to compete with AMD's new Fidelity FX Super Resolution tech, which is platform agnostic and free to implement. FSR and DLSS both render your game at a lower resolution and intelligently upscale the image to a higher resolution. DLSS is notably better looking at lower settings, but AMD is still pretty early with its tech, and I imagine there will be improvements down the road. Survival horror RPG game Chernobylite finally has a console release date. It'll launch for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on September 7th. On PC, the game is leaving early access on Wednesday. The game will also be available on next-gen consoles, but it's unclear what upgrades or enhancements you can expect. The developers recently said in an interview that they don't expect players to notice a big difference in how the game feels between last-gen and next-gen platforms. Portal-based arena shooter Splitgate had to be taken offline because of how popular its recent beta was. It peaked at 65,000 concurrent players. The open beta included crossplay with PC and consoles. The resulting spike in popularity caused widespread stability issues, forcing the developers to take it down for maintenance. They've implemented a queue system to ensure players can join matches and expanded support for more players. Before we get to this week's final story, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back on Monday with a new video. Don't forget to check out the Western Digital SSD deal to grab yourself a copy of Battlefield 2042. Check the link in the video description. Valve says their portable gaming PC can handle every game on Steam as long as you're okay with some games dropping to 30 FPS. The Steamdeck uses an AMD Zen 2 APU with an RDNA 2 GPU. That's actually a pretty powerful combination. Well-optimized titles or games with good graphics options should run at 60 FPS with the right settings. Games that offer AMD's FSR or other dynamic resolution scaling options should also run quite well on the Steam Deck. That being said, don't expect desktop class performance from the Steam Deck, but also don't go in thinking that every game's gonna run poorly either. And that wraps it up for this week in gaming. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.